Canto 3. That sun which first made warm my breast with love had now disclosed, by proof and refutation, the sweet and lovely features of the truth. To confess myself corrected and convinced, I raised my head no higher than saying so required. But then appeared a sight which so drew my attention that my confession quickly slipped from mind. As through clear, transparent glass, or through still and limpid water, not so deep that its bed is lost from view, the outlines of our faces are returned so faint that a pearl on a pallid forehead comes no less clearly to our eyes. I saw many such faces eager to speak, at which I fell into the air opposite to that which inflamed a man to love a fountain. As soon as I became aware of them, believing them to be reflections, I turned around to see from whom they came, and, seeing nothing, I returned my gaze to the light of my sweet guide, whose holy eyes were glowing as she smiled. "Be not surprised," she said, "if I am smiling at your childish thoughts, since they as yet trust not their steps to truth, but turn you back, as is their custom, toward emptiness. These are real beings that you see, assigned this place for failing in their vows. Therefore speak with them, listen, and believe, for the true light that brings them peace does not allow their steps to stray." And, addressing myself to the shade that seemed most keen to speak, I began, like a man muddled by excessive zeal, "O Spirit, made for bliss, who in the beams of life eternal savor the sweetness that untasted cannot be understood, I shall take it as a kindness if you share with me your name and the lot of others here." Then she, eager and with smiling eyes, "Our love shuts not its doors against just will, any more than does the love of God, who wills that all his court be like himself. In the world I was a virgin sister. If you search your memory, my having grown more fair will not conceal my name, and you will recognize me as Picarda, placed here among these other blessed souls, and blessed am I in the slowest of these spheres. Our affections, which are inflamed only when they please the Holy Spirit, take joy in their adherence to his plan, and this our lot, which seems so very low, is given us because of vows neglected, and in part no longer valid." Then I said to her, "From your transfigured faces shines forth a divinity I do not know, and it transforms the images I can recall. That is why my memory works so slowly. But now what you have said has helped me, and I more readily recall your features. But tell me, do you, who are here content, desire to achieve a higher place where you might see still more and make yourselves more dear?" Along with the other shades she smiled, then answered me with so much gladness she seemed alight with love's first fire. "Brother, the power of love subdues our will, so that we long for only what we have and thirst for nothing else. If we desired to be more exalted, our desires would be discordant with his will, which assigns us to this place. That, as you will see, would not befit these circles, if to be ruled by love is here required, and if you consider well the nature of that love. No, it is the very essence of this blessed state that we remain within the will of God, so that our wills combine in unity. Therefore our rank from height to height throughout this kingdom pleases all the kingdom, as it delights the King who wills us to his will. And in his will is our peace. It is to that sea all things move, both what his will creates and that which nature makes." Then it was clear to me that everywhere in heaven is paradise, even if the grace of the highest good does not rain down in equal measure. But, as happens when one food may satisfy while still we crave another, we give thanks for the one we have while asking for the other. So did I with both word and gesture, to learn from her about the web, through which she had not drawn her shuttle to completion. Perfect life and high desert, she said to me, set in a higher sphere, a lady, by whose rule down in your world they take the robe and veil, so that till death they wake and sleep, in union with that bridegroom who accepts each vow that love makes fitting for his pleasure. To follow her, still young, I fled the world, and, cloaking myself in her habit, I promised to follow the rule of her order. Then men more used to evil than to good carried me off, away from the sweet cloister. God knows what after that my life became. And this other splendor, who appears to you upon my right, who blazes up with all the brightness of this sphere. What I told of myself applies to her as well. She was a sister, and like me, she had the shadow of the holy veil torn from her head. But even after she was cast into the world against her will and against all proper custom, the veil was never loosened from her heart. This is the light of the great Constance, who bore to the second blast of Swabia the third and final emperor. Thus she spoke to me, and then began to sing Ave Maria, and still singing vanished, like a heavy weight down through deep water. My eyes, which watched her as long as they could, turned, once she was lost to view, to the goal of their greater desire, and were wholly bent on Beatrice. But she so blazed upon my sight, at first my gaze could not sustain her light, and that delayed my plying her with questions.